Hi class, today we're going to be working on geometry. Throughout this video I will ask you questions and I want you to answer them on a separate sheet of paper. If you need to pause the video so you have time to write and think, feel free to do so. If you need to rewind the video so you can watch it again, that's okay too. After you've completed the video and written all your answers on a separate sheet of paper, please turn it in to the front of the class. Go back to your station and read quietly until further instructions are given. First, we're going to look at the defining attributes of a shape. The defining attributes of a shape are characteristics of a shape that are consequences of the definition. This means that the shape will always have these characteristics. For instance, a triangle will always have 3 sides and 3 angles. A square will always have 4 equal sides and 4 90-degree angles. This is what makes it a square. And a rectangle will always have 4 90-degree angles, but 2 of the sides will be different. As you can see, this side and this side are the same, and this side and this side are the same. And that's what makes it a rectangle. Here are some non-defining attributes of a shape. As you can see, these are both triangles because they have 3 sides and 3 points. Those are the defining attributes. Some non-defining attributes are the color. One is purple and one is yellow, but that doesn't make it any less of a triangle. Or the size. One is small and one is large. On your sheet of paper, please write what the difference between defining and non-defining attributes of a shape are. Next, we're going to look at halves. If you take a whole shape, such as this square right here, and you cut it into 2 equal parts, you will have 2 halves. You can see this also if we do it with a circle. If you take a whole circle and you cut it in half, directly down the middle to create 2 equal parts, you will have 2 halves of a circle. If you put these halves back together, they'll create a whole circle. Or if you put these 2 smaller rectangles together, they will create the whole square. Next we have fourths and quarters. Fourths and quarters are the same, have the same definition. As you can see, we have a whole circle here. If we cut it into 4 equal pieces, then we're creating fourths or quarters of a circle. As you can see, this circle is missing 1/4. So that means there are 3/4 or 3/4 left of the circle. Down here we have a whole rectangle. When the rectangle is cut into fourths, it creates 4 equal pieces. And then here you can see that 1/4 or 1/4 of the rectangle has been removed, and so there are 3/4 left. Will you write down a time that you've seen fourths and quarters used in your daily lives? The final thing we're going to look at today is making new shapes. You can use the shapes that you already know, such as triangles, squares, diamonds, to create new shapes. So here we have 2 triangles, and you can tell because they have their defining attributes, 3 sides and 3 angles. And when you put them together, they make 1 rectangle. You can also see here we have 1 rhombus and 4 triangles. When put together, create another rectangle. So on your sheet of paper, I want you to make 3 new shapes using shapes you already know. When you're finished, please turn your papers into the front and sit quietly. You can choose to read or make new shapes until you're given further instructions.